About a couple years ago, I discovered the secret of becoming wealthy. And it wasn't about waking up at 4 a.m., jumping into a cold shower, and journaling my intentions. Instead, it was about stacking small, consistent habits, the kind that don't feel like much at first, but they snowball into massive results. And these habits didn't just change my finances, they touched pretty much everything from my health to my mindset. In this video, I'm going to show you the 12 micro habits that changed my life. Habit 1, produce more, consume less. There's a stat I read recently where the average American spends around 5 hours a day looking at their phone. That's pretty much a full-time job if you stack it up over the year. In fact, a study from Harvard Health concluded that constantly consuming negative news actually takes a toll on our health. That's when I realized, yeah, that's kind of like me. When I first started building Call to Leap, I had to shift my mindset. Pretty much every minute that I spent consuming someone else's content was a minute that I wasn't building my own future. Whether it was filming a video or writing a blog post or even drafting up ideas in my notes app, every little action stacked up. If you want to shift from consumer to creator, start small. Maybe even 15 minutes a day working on something that you truly enjoy. And at least once a month, you can audit your screen time versus your create time. And I promise you, your future self will thank you. Habit 2, surround yourself with the right people. There's an old saying where if you hang out with 5 broke friends, you'll be the 6th. And that hit me really hard because I realized that some people around me were always gossiping, blaming the system, or complaining about how their life is unfair, yet they never do anything to change it. Yeah, it's tough, but I slowly started creating distance. For me, I wanted to be around people who talked about investing strategies or building businesses or personal growth, not petty drama. If you're someone who can't find people in real life, that's okay. I'm an introvert too, and some places that you can start are with podcasts, books, and online communities. Habit 3, network with purpose. Harvard Business Review said that 65% of new business deals come from referrals and existing connections. So personally, every month I aim to reach out to at least one new person, not to really ask for anything, but just to offer value. Sometimes this could be me sharing a useful tool or book, or maybe just hyping up their content. And really, this is how you build real relationships that lead to real opportunities. Habit 4, set money-focused goals. Dr. Gail Matthews says that people are 42% more likely to carry out their goals just by writing them down. However, for me, I like to take it a step further. Every January, I sit down with my laptop, a cup of tea, and map out my major money goals for the year. But I don't just say save more or invest smarter. I actually get really specific. I break it down with exact numbers, deadlines, and monthly checkpoints. For example, if my goal is to invest $24,000 into my brokerage accounts, I'll break that down into small little pieces. I'll set monthly transfers of $2,000. When your goals are that clear, they stop feeling like wishes and start feeling like steps that you just basically have to follow. Remember, vague goals get vague results, but clear goals get clear wins. Habit 5, audit your cash flow. According to an NFCC survey, 61% of Americans don't keep track of their money. And what's even scarier is that more than half of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So every month, without exception, I sit down and review where every dollar went. And I pretty much break my spending into 3 buckets. Essentials like mortgage, groceries, and utilities. Lifestyle like gym, eating out, or random Amazon splurges. And growth, which includes investments, courses, and pretty much anything that builds future Steve. Now, doing this isn't about making myself feel guilty, it's about being in control. Because at the end of it all, if you don't control your money will control you. The tracker I use makes it ridiculously easy to see if I'm on track or drifting off course. Whether you make $50,000 or $500,000 a year, knowing where your money actually goes puts you in the driver's seat, not your impulses. And talking about the driver's seat, car insurance has significantly increased over the past few years. And I always like to shop around to see if there are better offers out there. It's especially crazy right now with all the tariffs and how they're actually affecting your car insurance premiums. Honestly, it takes around 15 minutes to check, and you can potentially save a couple $100s a year just by making a switch. If you want to find the best car insurance, you can use my free tool down below. Habit 6, ask money questions. According to a CNBC survey, 56% of Americans say they rarely or never talk about finances, even with close friends or family. And I thought that was crazy, and it blew my mind. When I started to openly talk about my finances, maybe my investing mistakes or my budget wins or maybe even my money disagreements, those conversations helped me learn faster and helped the people around me too. I believe that the more that we normalize money talks, the richer we all get. Habit 7, pay off your debt. Early on, I discovered that debt was usually the #1 factor that prevents people from becoming wealthy, and something that so many Americans struggle with. According to Bankrate, nearly half of American credit card holders carry debt for at least a year. On top of that, a recent Motley Fool article shows that the average household has around $6,800 of credit card debt. If you're someone who has debt, it's okay, give yourself some grace, and really there are 2 ways to get rid of it. First, you can list your debt from the highest to lowest interest rates and pay off the debt with the highest interest rates first. This is basically called the debt avalanche method, and it's best if you want to save the most money. Or second, you can list your debt from the lowest to highest balance and pay off the debt with the lowest balance first. This is called the debt snowball method, and it's pretty good for people who usually like to get small wins. But listen, you can use whatever method you like, but the takeaway message is to pay off that debt as quickly as possible. Habit 8, automate your money moves. There's a line I live by. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. That's why I always automate 2 things, saving and investing. Pretty much every month, a fixed percentage of my income automatically flows into my high yield savings account and my Fidelity brokerage account before I even see it. This isn't just about building wealth, it's about removing temptation. If the money never sits in my checking account, I can't accidentally DoorDash my way through it. When I was younger, automating this has saved me countless of hours of stressing out about whether I actually saved enough. I say, set it, forget it, and let the system do the heavy lifting. Habit 9, be content with living on less. Growing up, some of my best memories weren't from expensive vacations or fancy toys. They were from simple moments. I have a lot of memories with my mom where she would take me to the library or walk me through my favorite park. And these moments cost nothing, but they meant everything. Tracking my money and understanding its real value only reinforced this lesson. You don't have to spend big to live well. Even now as a millionaire, I still live below my means because I've learned that happiness doesn't come from material things. It comes from the memories you make and the people you share them with. At the end of the day, wealth isn't about how much you have. It's about how little you need to be happy. Habit 10, invest in your #1 stock, yourself. My first real investment wasn't in the stock market, it was me. I spent money on books, courses, and even attended conferences where I met people way ahead of me. Every dollar I invested into my own skills paid me back pretty much 10 times, whether it was learning better ways to invest, negotiating brand deals, or even building my own community. You are literally your highest ROI asset, and you want to treat yourself like it. Habit 11, stack income streams. According to a study by Tom Corley, 65% of self-made millionaires have at least 3 streams of income. And pretty much that stat shaped my whole approach to money. I heavily started with tutoring, and that was stream #1. Then came my investing, my community, my affiliate links, my AdSense, and then my meta earnings. So what's the key here? Focus on getting really good on one thing and building one solid stream first. Then stack on top. Habit 12, staying consistent and disciplined. Look, building wealth isn't about luck. It's about consistent, disciplined habits. And I promise you, they're going to add up over time and create big results. And if you're someone who feels like everyone seems to have more money than you, there's a reason. Watch this video to find out why.